Hi guys, welcome to Pepcoding. So in this video, we are going to discuss another new question of arrays and string series. That is my first, that is best meeting point. So in this question, we will be given a group of 2 or more people who wants to meet and minimize the total travel distance. Okay. So there will be there can be 2 or more than 2 people who want to meet, and each of them want to travel the minimum distance. So we have to minimize that different distance and then return that distance. Okay. So we'll be given a 2D grid of value 0 or 1, where each one marks that the home of someone in the group. Okay, so there will be a grid containing 0 and 1, and everyone means that there is a home of some person there. Okay, and we have to return the minimum distance where distance is calculated using Manhattan distance, where distance is equal to P1 P2. It means the difference distance between 2 points is equal to the difference of their x coordinate plus the difference of their y coordinate. Okay, so let's discuss here how are we going to calculate this. Let's just take this grid as the example. Let me take this grid as my example. Okay, this is my grid. Okay, this is of 3 cross 5, cell 3 cross 5. Okay, so here if I consider this point as my bit, so I have to travel one distance from this point, sorry, 2 distance from this point, 2 distance from this point, 2 distance from this point. So I can consider this to be my point where I have to travel minimum distance. So the distance here is 6. Okay, so if I were traveling from some other point, let's say from here, then I go here, and then I go here, so it has to travel more distance. Or if I go from here, then here, then here. So this point is calculated using median problem. Let's say how median problem. Let's say my x coordinates for this grid is this point is 0, 0, right? For this one is 0, 4. Now for this one is 2, 2, right? Sorry, x and these are my x and y coordinates. So x coordinates are 0, 0, 2, right? And my y coordinates are 0, 4, 2. These are my y coordinates. Okay, so but this coordinate should be in sorted way. This is already sorted. Now if I sort this, it should be like this. So the median of the x coordinates array list and the median of the y coordinates array list, so it gives me answer of 0, 2. So this is my median. Okay, this is my median, and this point will give me the shortest distance, right? So this was my what is going to be my answer. So if I look from this point, that is 0, 2, I have to travel the minimum distance. That each of them has to travel the minimum distance. Now let's say why is this point going to give me the minimum distance? Okay, so let me just, and first of all we have to calculate the distance using Manhattan distance. We cannot calculate this way. We used to calculate this way, right? Where we have, if we have to calculate the distance between 2 points, we used to calculate x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. We don't have to do this here. We have to calculate in this way. Let's say this point is my x dash minus x1 plus y dash minus y1. This way. Okay, not using this form. Okay, this way we have to calculate the distance. Now let's discuss how is this going to give me the correct answer. Okay, so let's move to another page. Okay, so here let's suppose let me just talk about distance thing. Okay, these are my 5 points A, B, C, D and E. Okay, so if I'm here, so no, sorry, if I'm here, so I have to reach this point, I have to travel A distance. Okay, if I'm here, so to reach this point I have to travel B distance, right? If I'm here, I have to reach this point I have to travel C distance, right? So my sum here, when I am at the leftmost position, position, so at the leftmost position my distance is going to be my leftmost position distance is going to be equal to A plus B plus C plus D plus E, which is equal to S. I have to travel this much distance, right? Each of my point has to travel this much distance, right? The maximum distance is going to be equal to E, right? So this is my maximum distance that my that all the points has to travel. Okay, now if I move this point to here, let's say if I move this point here by x, let's say by x1 distance. So now by x1 distance, so now let's see, this one has to travel A minus x1, this one has to travel B minus x1, this one has to C minus x1 plus D minus x1 plus E minus x1. It means, let's say I keep my point here, okay, that all of them are meeting at this point. So A has to travel A minus x1 distance, B has to travel B minus x1 distance, okay. So this become equal to what? A plus B plus C minus, erase this, minus S minus 5x1 distance. So somewhat the distance is somewhat decreased. So if I say, if I keep my median to my rightmost, if I keep my median here, if I keep my point here, then let's see again, let's say this is my x2 distance, okay, this is my x2 distance, this is my x2 distance, okay. So if this is my x2 distance, so A has to travel x2 minus A distance by keeping at rightmost position, okay. By keeping at rightmost position, A has to travel x2 minus A distance, B has to travel x2 minus B distance, C has to travel x2 minus C distance, D has to travel x2 minus D difference, and E has to travel x2 minus E distance, which is nearly equal to 5x2 minus S. So the comparison between this condition and this condition is not known yet, but x2 is like comparatively greater than my this x1, okay. So this answer is even more bigger than my this one, right? Because in multiplying 5 with x2 is also going to give me even more greater answer. So what am I going to do here? Here I will be, this is my rightmost. Now I keep my now I keep my point to be at my median, okay. So if I keep my point where all the friends are meeting at my median, if I keep my point here at my median, that is my C. Now let's see how much different distance we have to at median distance each of them has to travel. So A has to travel C minus A distance, B has to travel C minus B distance, right? C, that is my C minus B distance. B has to travel only this much distance. A has to travel this much distance, right? Okay. Okay. And D has to travel D minus C distance. Okay. E has to travel E minus C distance. So E here is, which is equals to D plus E minus A minus A. D plus E minus A plus B, which is comparatively smaller than this and this, right? And this also, okay. So this is, so now from here, as you can see, if we keep the point, median point as the fixed point, as the point where all of them are meeting, so each one have to travel at comparatively smaller distance than other points, right? That's why I get to know that the point which is at my median is giving me the smaller distance, right? So it means if all of my friends are meeting at a point at a median, so they are going to travel least distance other than these points. If I have to travel from this point, if I have to travel from rightmost, if I have to travel from rightmost, if I have to travel from leftmost, it is going to take a lot more distance, right? More it means all of them has to travel more. All right, so that's why I am keeping this median to be here, that's it means all of them has to travel less distance, right? Okay, that's why my median is going to give me lesser answer. Okay, I hope now you get to know why are we getting lesser answer when I keep my point to be median. Okay. Okay, now we have to calculate median, so we need sorted array list of x and y, right? So now let's discuss. Let me make a grid of 3 cross 5 because in our example we have taken a grid of 3 cross 5. This is of 3 cross 5. Okay, so my 1 were, here was my 1, yes, here was my 1, here was my 1, here was my 1, and all was 0. Okay, so now I have to calculate this. I have to make the array list of x coordinate and y coordinate. Okay, so I say I travel the whole grid and then store the x coordinate in x coordinate array list and store the y coordinate in y coordinate array list whenever I find a 1. So at this coordinate, that is 0 0, I get a 1, so I store 0 here and I store a 0 here. At this coordinate, I get a 1, so I get store 0 here, I store 4 here. At this point, that is my 2 comma 2, I get a 0, sorry, I get a 1 here, so I store 2 and I also store 2 here. So this is sorted, but this is not sorted. So if I calculate this, if I fill this array list x coordinate and y coordinate and then apply on both arrays dot sort, if I try to sort both of them, it's going to take 2 times order of log n time. Order of log n time, because array dot sort sorting takes order of log n time. Okay, and also calculating this, it is going to take n square time. So total time is going to be what? Order of log n square log n time. Okay, so which we do not want. So we are going to solve this in order of n square time only. Let's see how. Or maybe 2 of 2 n square time. Okay, let's see how. I say I'm going to travel row wise first of all and then column wise first of all. So I travel row wise in this row first of all, then this row and then this row. So here I got a 1. So here I'm going to add my row number. Here I got a 1, I'm going to add row number. Here there is no 1, I'm not going to add anything. Here there is a 1, so I'm going to add 2. Now again for y, I start this way. Here I got 1, I'm going to store 0. Here I got nothing. Here I got 1, I'm going to store 2. Here I got 1, I'm going to store 4. Okay, so this just took me 2 for loops, 2 nested for loops, right? 1 for row, right? And then again 1 for loop for 1 nested for loop for my columns, 1 for my columns. Okay, so it is going to take 2 of n square time. Okay, so we are going to calculate our array this like we are going to fill our array list this way. Okay, row wise and column wise. Now I get my medians here. If I get my median, and now comes the third point, my median will be what? My median will be equal to x coordinate का size जो भी होगा, like x coordinate dot size by 2, x coordinate dot get x coordinate dot size by 2, because why size by 2? We are referring to this. Its size is 3, size by 2 is 1, so we are referring to this element. Its size is 3, size by 2 is 1, so we are referring to this element. What if my size of array list was 4? Let's say I had, let me just erase all this. Let's say I had 0, 0, 2, 2 and 0. Okay, if I had this way, so 4 by 2 is going to be 2. So if I take this as my median now, I have to travel 1 distance from this side, 2 distance from this side. If I were taking only like if I were not considering this, and if I were considering this as my median, it has to travel this much distance. Or if I were considering this, it has to travel this much distance. So I am taking median as my n size by 2, right? Array list dot size by 2. Why? Either it's going to be this or it's going to be this, right? It's going to be this when my n is even, or it's going to be this when my n is odd, right? So it has to travel equal distance, all right, in both cases. So that's why I'm taking size by 2. That's why I'm getting x coord will be equal to x coordinate dot get x coordinate dot size by 2, means that element at x coordinate dot size by 2, all right. And similarly my y coordinate. So now I've got my x coordinate and y coordinate. So if I get my median coordinate, then I have to just calculate my distance now. Okay, dot size by 2. Now I have to calculate my distance. So I will be calculating using Manhattan distance. So I get my 0 2 here, and I have my this 0 0 0 0 2 and 0 2 4. So by taking this x dash, this is my x dash, this is my y dash, I have to calculate abs of x dash minus this one, which is 0. It means I'm going to like subtract all of these elements with my x dash, and then going to add their abs in my distance, right? X dash minus x1 is 0, x dash minus x2 which is 2, right? Plus y dash minus 0 plus y dash minus y1 which is equal to 2, sorry, y2 which is equal to 2, and y dash minus y3 which is equal to 4. All right, and their abs. Okay, so now I think we are ready to write the code, and then we'll be returning our distance. Okay. Okay, so now write some code. Here, first of all, what am I going to do? I will run a for loop. First of all, let's make a vector of x coordinate. X coord will be equal to, make a vector of integer type. Let's name it x coordinate, and vector of integer type, let's name it y coordinate. Okay, all right. Now I will be running a for loop for int I is equal to 0, I less than grid dot size. Let me just make some variable. Int n is equal to grid dot size, which is number of rows, and int m is equals to grid 0 dot size, which is equals to number of columns. I will search for rows first of all. I plus plus. First of all, I am searching row wise. Okay, so let me just write here row wise. Okay, for int j is equal to 0, j less than m, j plus plus. I will check if my grid of ij is equal to 0. So if grid of I j is equal to 1, if it's equal to 1, it means someone lies there. Okay, if someone lies there, then I'm going to add it to my x coordinate. X coord dot push underscore back my row number, that is I. Now similar, same to same for the column. Control C, right here column wise. Okay, was my for loop here. Okay, Control V. Okay, this is for my column. So here I represents my column number here, j represents my row number here. I'm going to check my j of e and push back my, all right. I here is my column number. Let me just name is C, column number, and this is my R, j is my, and check R comma C. Okay, and push in y coordinate. Push my y coordinate. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to, now I have found the two array list, that is, so two vector, that is my x coordinate, contains my x coordinate and y coordinate. Now I have to extract x dash, which is going to be what, my, it is going to be x coord dot size by 2, which we have discussed, dot size by 2, right? Similar for y dash, int y dash is equal to y coord and then y coord dot size by 2. All right, now we have find our medians also, right? Median point also. Now what we have to do, we have to calculate our distance. Initially it is equal to 0. Now I'm going to traverse on my x coordinate, or I can travel on my y coordinate also. I will run this loop till x coord dot size, because the size of both are same. Both x coord and y coord are same. I plus plus. Then distance plus equal to abs of x dash minus x coord I plus abs of y dash minus y coord of I, because I am subtracting every chord, like every element, right? Every index with my median, and calculating my distance here, and then return my distance. Return di. Okay. Okay, so now let's try to run this code. There's some dot push under I should be C. Submitted. Let me just submit it. Okay, so I hope guys I was able to make it clear to you. So first of all, in this question we have to make two array list of x coordinate and then y coordinate, and then we have to find out the median. And if we once find out the median index, like median point, median cell, so we get x dash and y dash by using x coord dot size by 2 and y dash by y coord dot size by 2. It means the median of both arrays, right? Once I find out the median of both arrays, I subtract each and every index of x coordinate and y coordinate by x dash and y dash. Okay, I subtract my x coordinate from each and every x coordinate there in x dash. So I subtract each and every coordinate that is there in my x coordinate sub array, sorry, x coordinate array list from my x dash, and then add it to my distance, right? And then similarly I can I subtract my each and every y coordinate from my y dash, right? And then I found my distance and then I return it. Okay, so I hope I was able to make it clear to you, and I hope you like this video. And if you like this video, please like, share and comment, and thanks for watching.